Assalamu alaikum, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, we're going to talk about how to get student accommodation in Germany or accommodation for the students in Germany. If you think that getting admission in the Germany is the toughest part, then you are wrong. Because finding accommodation in Germany is the hardest and toughest part you will face in the process of coming to Germany. You might not agree with me on this yet, but once you start looking for the accommodation, then you will know it. And why is that? Because every student wants the economical accommodation where quality is good, but they have to pay less money. So when everyone is looking for the same thing, it's hard to get it. I'm gonna share a few tips or like say a few things that you will need to know before applying for the accommodations or looking for the accommodation in Germany. It might not be the 100%, but these are the things that if you follow, you might have more chance to get accommodation in Germany. There are two types of accommodation. First is student Wohnheim and the second is a private one. In student Wohnheim, you will get the hostel dorms, or there are a few private dorms where only students can live and you have to apply through their portal or their websites. And or you can apply through the university portal like a student and work, where you can get the accommodation for the students which university provides. But sometimes it's full or you don't get the space if you apply a bit late. So it's better to apply as early as possible. If you think that you are going to this university or you are going to this city, then I think that it will be better that as soon as you get the admission, you will apply for the accommodation as well, because sometimes it takes a lot of time, like 2-3 months to get a seat there. So it's better to apply as early as possible. And the second is a private one, in which you will get a flat or a room in a private building or something like this, and you can get it by few of the websites or a portal. I will tell you about that later. So let's say if you want to do student Wohnheim, so first of all you have to apply through student and work website. In whichever city you are going to, just Google a student and work of their cities, get to the website. I will show you an example. So whichever city you are going to study, just go to the Google, write its name, student and work, and like let's say Erlangen. Go there, just click on the site. Come here, we go looking for the housing, and we will go online application, just right here, online application. Okay, then we will go for the application for admission. Okay, so here we have to fill out the few of the details, and then just we fill up the details, drag the code, click on this and just send it. Like what are the details? It will be like location of the university. Let's say that's again or again you are looking for the single room, double room, whichever. Just click it like single room and available choices, and they will show some places. For one we select all, in the second we select different residencies. If you are doing the second application, you are doing re-application, then click on this. If your first time, just leave it. And the university, please choose. We choose FAU Erlangen. Desired date of moving, so let's suppose if you're moving for the 1st of April, we'll set it. The max amount of the rent, so by the start it will be at 180, but I will suggest that you will put around 350 for the average. Like, and personal detail, like write your name, surname, birth name, leave it, date of birth, like whichever it is, and family status, single, no nationality, let's say we choose Pakistan. Email address, whichever your email address is, just write it down here. Repeat it. Faculty, whichever your faculty is you are going to study, just select it. And the grants, we don't have any grants, so we will go with without a grant. Okay, number of term, if you're your first term, you're coming here, then write 0. Otherwise, it's whatever your term is, like a second semester or third, then write it. If you have a car, if you want to have a car, just click on the car and you will get a parking space. And here you have to write your home address, your address code, home country like Pakistan, whichever your full number or address is. Address, time. If you are already here and you have some address, just write the detail here. And then admission enrollment, if you have your enrollment letter, then upload it here, or you can find it from your student portal. Just download and upload it here. One your photo, your passport or identity card, whichever you choose, but I think that passport will be best. and then you have to write the distance, which will be okay for you from university to like location. Just write it down here. If you have any brother or sister in the training, then you can write it here, otherwise leave it blank. Occupation of parents you can write if you know it, and no, otherwise leave it blank, because the field which I've highlighted with this direct, that's important. Other than that, you can avoid anything. Year of bachelor, what you did bachelor, just write the date here. And the security code, just write the security code, click on this, confirm, and just send it. Type of rent, there are two types of rent. One is warm rent, and second is kalte miete, like cold rent. And what is this? In warm rent, everything is included, like electricity, water, eating cost, or let's say internet, everything is included in the warm rent. Or sometimes, and they just told you about the cold rent, and you have to pay utilities like electricity, water, and heating cost on your own. That's cold rent. So want to search the room like a private accommodation or something like that, there are few apps and websites in which you can go and find the accommodation. Like there will be ad for the people who are already living in this building. They'll just put up an ad if they have a room free. So you just look at the details and see if that fits you. You can apply for them. And how you can do that? First of all, you just go to the Facebook level. I will say that go to the Facebook pages like the WG WG in the city where you are going. Just write in the Facebook and you will get a few pages, I guess, or like Won Hong in and the city names, or the Pakistani student in their certain city's name. If you go to that pages, there will be a few ads. Like if the Pakistani students, they will put up an ad that this room is free, and if you want it, they will write the details like this is the rent, this is cold rent or warm rent, or how long you can take it. Like, try to connect with the people who are already living in the cities, like in the city which you are going there. That way you can get a help to how to find the accommodation, like in which part of the city that you should get accommodation, because it's very important to know that how far is the city center from your accommodation. Like because most of the things you will find in the city centers, so you have to know that how far you are living from the city center and how far the university from your accommodation. So for private accommodation, there are a few websites like Wegegeshoot, Emo Mobile, Emo Scout, or like eBay Kleinanzeigen. So you can go through websites to find the private accommodation. You just go on these websites, make your account, look for the accommodation. There will be different ads. Just select the city where you are going. There will be a few ads. You can see that they will write the details like from which date it's free, how much the rent, cold rent or warm rent, and how many people there are living. Just have to send them a message in which you have to be a descriptive. Like you have to tell them what's your name, what's your age, where are you from, are you veg or non-veg, because they look for these details. What are you studying, what do you do on the weekends, what are your hobbies, like how are you a person, you like cleanliness, you're tidy, like this. There are a few things that you have to tell them before you drink. One more thing, you drink or smoke or not, and do you have any pets or no. So you have to fill in these details for them, so they will know it that it's okay for you, or like it's okay for them to live with you or not. So it will be a bit descriptive, but it's better, because sometimes just the people like that my name is this and I need this accommodation, and if it's free I can visit, that's it. And they will not look at that ad. And sometimes, like not always, sometimes when you look at the description, they will write a simple like a name, or like you can say a code. Like if they want to know that you have read the whole description or not, they will just write you what is your favorite ice cream in the last, or what is my favorite ice cream. So you have to answer this question. If you don't answer this question in your message, they will not look at it, because they think that you haven't read the description. You just look at the accommodation and you are just doing it. So they don't think that you are eligible for this, or you are good for them. So just better pay attention in the description, just read it out and see if they have mentioned anything like that. And then you have to answer that question as well in your message. You have got the reply from the broker or whoever was putting the ad for the accommodation, and they ask you to send the money. So this is the most important thing that you have to remember, that you don't have to transfer the money from Pakistan or wherever you're from, but you don't have to transfer the money before you have signed the contract, or someone else who's living in that city who can go and check that accommodation on your behalf. That's better, but do not transfer money beforehand. Like if you send the money, there's a lot of scams going on in Germany like this. They're not by the Germans, there are a few people, I don't know where they're from, but still they are doing it. And that they will ask you that this is the accommodation. They will show you a very nice accommodation with very less money. So if you are not here, you will think that it's better to get this accommodation, that it's not much costly. So will you just say that anyone else can get it, or if I don't send the money, so you just send the money and they will just take the money and just block you or something like that. They will just vanish. So most of the time when this happens, they will say that they are not in Germany, they are in different countries, and they can't get you the contract, or they can't show you the accommodation or any person who is coming on your behalf. So if you just send them the money, they will just send you the key by post. If something like this happen, then just block them, because they are doing this scam. If you are getting accommodation which seems too good to be true, like 300 the rent, and the room is too big, like 25-30 meter square, and you get all the things, everything is included, like furniture, and that's the warm rent, then that's too good. Because the rent will be I think more than 300, like 350, 400 is getting average these days, and it's increasing. So I will say that find a person who is already living in the city, if that's better. Because if you go to the Facebook pages of the cities, like if you are Indians in that city, Pakistani in that city, or whatever, or whichever country you are from, just write the names and you will find a Facebook page in that group, and just write your query there and tell them that I'm getting this room or this contract, is it good or not. Then if there is scam and there are few people that know about it, they will definitely tell you that don't do this or do it like this and ask for these things. If that's okay, then you can send it, but don't send the money beforehand if you don't get the contract, or they will ask you that they will send the key directly to you by the post or something like that. It's better to send to someone person, or you get the contract, or ask someone who is already in Germany that is this good, is reliable. If they say so, then you can do it. Otherwise, don't send any money, because you will get scammed and you will waste your money. And one more thing that you have to know about it is that sometimes you will get the accommodation like with city registration and without city registration. One which you don't get the city registration will be like that some of the people who are going back in their country, and for 1 month, like 20 days, 30 days, they will just offer up the accommodation that is free for these days, and you can come and live it. Everything is included. You just have to pay this rent and a bit of security fees. And security fees, like a deposit for all the accommodation. Normally if you are getting it, it will be like 2 cold rent, or sometimes 3 cold rent. Most of the time it's the cold rent. Like if the accommodation you are getting is 350, then the deposit you will have to pay is like 700 or 800 something, like at least 700 minimum they ask for the 2 cold rent. Without city registration is that if without city registration you don't get the city registration, you don't get your bank account, you don't get your block account. And with city registration, you know that you will get city registration, you will get your bank account. If you get your bank account, you can easily get your block account money, your tax number. And so these were the few things that you should know before looking for the accommodation in Germany. So if you think that this information was valuable for you or good for you, kindly like my video, subscribe my channel. See you in the next video. Allah Hafiz.